My editing skills have only come so far.
It's just a big blur.
I like to just start this with a quick PSA for anybody who's watching this who knows us personally, or me personally anyway. I can't speak for you guys. Who may potentially who watch the show and know. I don't know. I don't know how many do. Nobody really reveals themselves besides Maisha. So
Nobody
shout out to
says
you.
anything.
But listen, I just put gas in for $6 a gallon yesterday.
That ain't nothing.
So if you're trying to get me out of my house to go do anything, first of all, don't be offended if I tell you no, because I'm telling everybody no. But also make sure it's worth my time and my fuel cost.
Dude,
This shit is crazy out there.
I paid $6.30 something. I was like, this is quite
Where?
fucked up. I was in what suburb is that? Like Arlington Heights? It sucked, man. But
Yeah.
I
do what
haven't
you gotta
paid
do.
6 yet. I've still stayed under 6, thankfully.
Yeah. No, I filled up there at Shell Plus. I was like, all right, well, this is awesome.
If you're outside of Chicago, you probably have cheaper gas prices than us, depending on.
Right.
Well,
where-
no, I think some places are up
Only
in the
New
sevens.
York and California. They're the only
Up
ones
in
who are
the
going to be higher than
sevens.
us.
That's
Everybody
fucking
else
nuts.
is.
It's a lot of money for some gas.
The
And
National has 435.
I'd like to say, fuck this, firstly, and also that the gas doesn't seem as gassy, if you will.
It doesn't go as far.
Yeah,
It's pretty
I feel-
watered down as well.
I feel like it's fucked up.
Yeah.
And I don't like to fill up because I say, off GP, you can suck my dick.
I put $40
I'm not
in
giving you
yesterday.
all this money right now.
I was
Because
able to actually stop it on 40. I was like, that's surprising because this shit is going fast, right?
Oh, you stopped it right. I feel like a superhero.
And
when
there's
I
only
stop
like
it on the exact
there's only
right.
like 6 gallons and some change. I'm like, yo, man, this is not cool. Though. So when you invite me somewhere, understand that you're gonna get a no a lot probably. The summertime shy is kicking off and there's events and people are doing things,
have
So-
good events.
So they're saying September is when it's supposed to tail down.
which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to get me out, make sure it's fall. You know,
But I think they're doing that purposely.
I'm
though,
just
right?
gonna save
Like
all
we're all
the
traveling during the summer.
how
right?
it always is though. of
Labor
course.
Days when you go back to work and back to school.
Supply and demand still exists in this inflation world.
Yeah, of
unfortunately.
course.
I'm just gonna save
They can
all
just- they
the
can take
gas
advantage of
money
that.
for a flight and just get the fuck out of here. Right? Like I'm not gonna go to work. Hey guys,
I'm gonna be in the house for
Wild
6
you
months.
Said that. So we're planning a vacation in September, and we actually factored how much we're going to save on gas by not being here driving.
Yeah.
probably not gonna be a
Because we have a
small
van
amount.
and we have our SUV, the one that I drive, but the van is a work van, so it's like compensated somehow, not fully, but
Got you.
yeah,
So you got a lot of gas cost.
yeah,
It's fucked up. Every month I get an email from Nicor talking about, oh, there's more prices in your gas
Yeah.
bill this month.
Yeah.
Every
Here,
month?
Click here to figure out why.
Yeah, sure.
Everything is more
Because
expensive.
everything's happening.
Fucking nuts.
Yo, oh my fault.
Welcome, everybody, to the Kiona and Kasson podcast. I feel like we got farther enough in here to introduce ourselves, at least, you know? So welcome, everybody, to the show. We are at episode number 140 today.
Oh,
so that's
man,
what's up.
we reaching milestone after milestone.
Something like that. So shout out to all of you who have been rocking with us since, you know, we didn't think we were going to get to episode 140. And
Word.
to those who are here now, you know, we appreciate y'all watching.
Word.
We are the Kiona and Kasson podcast. I'm your host, Adam. I'm here with my brother, Osama, the homeboy, Dave. The dog is here somewhere as well, chilling.
Right there.
Little buddy.
We glad to have y'all here with us. I changed a little bit of like how the YouTube homepage looks, right? So like I'm trying to just make us look more official. So tell your friends, right?
Customizations.
Yeah. So now there's like a picture on the banner. They make it like the most ridiculous challenge to try to get a picture on the banner. You have to have one that works.
It's gotta be formatted.
It's
Probably,
literally
right?
one picture, and you can only format it so much, and it has to be like the mobile device, the laptop or a computer that you use, and the TV are all going to get a different view, and it just pans out bigger and bigger. So it was really difficult to try to find a picture. Luckily, you know, we had a little photo shoot when we first got these shirts,
Word.
and you know, I was able to put that there, and
It was a while ago already, man. Those shirts we got these.
Was that when I hit the jail pose?
yeah, but I didn't use that one.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Don't want to give people the wrong impression.
My fat bits are hanging out. So
No, it wasn't that. It was just we were all standing. So
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
And this shirt actually, this is gonna be probably the last wear for me on this one. This is a one of a kind one, right? Like I had this one designed with the colors for me.
Word.
But you can see the logo is kind of fading a little bit from the washing.
It's -2 actually.
So like I'm gonna retire this.
we
one.
should,
You know what I mean?
so they say you should wash it inside out if it has material like that or logos like that.
Probably makes sense.
Or not dry it.
That too.
That too. Yeah, but then you gotta iron it.
No, man. Steam machine.
I don't have a steamer.
No, that shit saves me, man.
Steamers are so
I
dope.
don't even iron anymore, bro.
Steamers are so dope.
I have an iron.
The only
but-
problem is like
I'm over
some
here.
of those. Some of it takes a little working out. Like you're like, ah, goddamn, burnt my hand.
But also, if you want a good crease, you got to use an iron.
Word, word.
That's why I have the iron.
Damn.
But like in a like
Crease
for
is
I'm over here living 20th
Dude,
century.
to have,
life.
one,
Crease
to have
slacks,
one in the
homie.
vacation was fucking. It was clutch for Vivi, right? Like I mean, I didn't most of my shit. Like I was just like, it's humid. It's gonna come out of this in like 3 seconds, right?
Right.
Yeah. I was like, what? But no, that's steamer. That's the best wet. I used to at one point I never dried most of my shirts. I used to just hang them and then like fucking let them dry like that.
Yeah.
But when they dry wrinkled,
They're stiff.
yeah, it's kind of
Oh, well, yeah.
that too.
That's
I
one
mean, the
thing,
stiff
yeah.
part is like, this is just. It doesn't feel as clean as it would if you were to like dry most things. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, word. You know.
Yeah,
I
that
need to,
little. Hey, if you don't got one, get yourself a steamer.
No, I think I actually probably should look into doing that. You know, and
I don't even think they're that expensive.
it's just a good way to clean things, and you can use it for like your couches, shit like that. You know. Just,
Well, we have the actual like industrial steamer we have for the business. That's different. That'll steam.
yeah.
That'll steam the shit out your face.
I probably should, yes. So you want to start with basketball?
Yeah, sure.
Because I feel like last week we didn't talk about it at all. So
We might have, but we can talk about it
Don't
now.
forget it.
What do you want to talk about?
We're tied 2-2, right?
Series is tied. Yes.
Man,
Steph
went
had a game.
Wild, bro.
Steph had a
How,
game.
how do you contain that guy?
You
I don't think you can.
I don't
You
know if
just
there's
gotta-
anybody in the game that can stick him and guard him that can keep him under 20 points.
I don't know why he's able to do what he
Because
does.
like
but-
Steph is gonna score 20 at the very least, probably, right? Like he hasn't scored 15 since he started
Yeah.
playing the game.
No.
Like,
No, Steph has.
but maybe right, like a game or two. But still, like that man scored what? He's like a 30-point.
He's a beast.
Per game.
He always
the
had.
the X factor is going to be Draymond. That's what I was
Most
telling Adam.
I feel like it's just.
How you ain't go fuck? Bitch, I'm me. I'm the goddamn reason you in VIP. CEOs, you don't have to CID. I'm young, wild, and strapped like Chi Lee. All right, well, that was a good way to end it. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very much. Yeah. No. So, what do you guys think is going to happen? This is when it really becomes a series,
This
right?
might actually be a 7-game series.
Oh, I think so. And I called it. Did
Or Steph has
Says
just
fuck this. 2 more
has
games.
become
it's over,
alive, and
it's
I just want to close this shit out.
I told you guys, man.
Who got home court?
Boston coming up.
Really?
So Boston started the series and they just finished in Golden State.
2-2-1-1-1, right? Is that how that's
Wait,
how
what?
it is? Yeah,
Right.
okay, so that's
That sucks.
if
Those are big flights, too.
That's more reason for Steph to want to close it out Game 6.
Well, of course, well, at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
those are big flights. Those are big
Yo,
flights.
I
from
don't see
to
Boston losing Game
that's
California.
a
7.
long flight.
I don't see Boston losing Game 7 at home.
Probably not.
No.
Not in that arena. Not in that environment.
Also, but on that same note, I think Tatum has really fell off the last 2 games, though.
But
it's
you
a
really.
possibility. But they've. I mean, it's still tied.
You're so right.
So I mean, it's
You're right,
essentially
you're right.
essentially it's 0-0 right now.
Yeah.
So it's best of 3.
So because I was gonna say that. Yeah, exactly.
Fucking crazy. It's best of 3.
But we were discussing this a little bit earlier. You now have an experienced Golden State, where like their whole core of guys pretty much has finals experience, 2-3 years in it at least. So now, if it comes down to like a late series game, they're gonna kind of have the edge there at least mentally. You know,
Yeah.
Boston is a young team that hasn't been to the finals yet. Tatum,
I mean,
talent.
all
You're
of
right.
that,
No,
all
you're
of
right.
that comes in. But at some point, the team that was a champion the year before wasn't before, right?
I mean,
every
word.
champion that became a champion had to
But
be.
not every champion had to go
had
through
to go
a
through the time
champion.
of not being a champion.
Sure.
Not every champion has to go through a champion.
That's true too.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes it's just, but that's not really in the NBA. It's a weird thing because sometimes that's where that might not be the case always.
It's not
Like it's more often than a lot of other sports where you're gonna have to go against the champion of the last year
It's true, but
or
I mean,
a champion that's won prior. And these, but
we always champion it too when it's 2 new teams who haven't been.
oh, I think it's always
You know?
dope.
So,
but I do want Steph. Anyway, I want Steph to win. I want Steph to win this series because I don't know if he'll win. They may win again. They're really good.
I don't really. I mean, honestly, listen. There's no bad outcome for me.
Do you think they
I
all
don't
retire
have-
at the same time? Like, all right, we out. Like this.
That'd be kind of funny.
I think
Like-
that if Steph
And
decided
I
to
think-
retire, Clay would stop.
I think so. Or
Draymond might continue.
or Clay would just leave.
Because they're very similar to the 3 in San Antonio. to fucking Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili.
Well, so I was going to compare it in this way. I was going to say it's kind of funny that Steve Kerr is their coach, being that he was from the Bulls, and they all split right after that happened.
Yeah.
So he's going to be like, I get it.
Yeah.
You guys are the best. Like,
coincidentally, he's from Spurs, too.
Sure.
He won 2 with the Spurs.
Tony, that weird connection there,
Yeah. Tony Parker's no longer active, right?
No.
See,
but he got traded at the end of his career.
He did.
Ginobili left, and so did Tim Duncan.
Do you think that if he retired as a Spur, it would be more of a homecoming ceremony type of thing?
He had one.
Most definitely.
Because I don't think
They've all had one.
But more
barely,
of one though.
Yeah,
I think so.
I don't think it was memorable him.
It
exiting.
would just be sweeter, I think.
Yeah. I think.
But when does he come to that stadium to know that that's the case?
I think being the superstar for however many years that he has, he should be able to dictate that to some degree.
I don't know, man. I think
you were
I thought that he would get a pretty good perception. Tony Parker is one of the best point guards of all time.
That's my point. So I like the fact that he didn't really get it wasn't so
that
much.
That man
of
was really fucking nice.
Yeah,
definitely.
A huge part of
it's.
The
but
Spurs
I bet you if you were to ask him to be honest, he would say, "I wish I would have just retired as a Spur," because I think he went to Charlotte.
Yeah, he was in Charlotte.
I don't remember that. I just see him as a Spur in my head. I can't remember when he left.
But I guess we kind of got off the topic of that. Yes, I think the 3 in Golden State are very similar to them in the way that their success.
You see that? We got back on topic, guys. See that? Look at that.
And it was Sam who brought us back.
Yo!
Whoa!
Improvements. Small improvements.
As we get off topic again.
Well, we have to applaud that.
Sure.
But the success that the coaches have, there's such parallels between those teams, right? The success, the culture, and the coaches are very similar. Like Popovich.
I don't think that's disrespect to Pop.
No, hell no.
Steve Kerr
no.
He's in a great situation. But Pop is like a thoroughbred coach. Like,
maybe.
Wait.
I think
I'm sorry. I missed the argument here.
We're saying that he said that there's the similarities between Steve Kerr and Pop are disrespectful.
Not that there's similarities, but not that they're the same kind of like.
They're very no. I will say this. Let me just bring this up. The idea that they're not just coaches. They're they forge relationships and bonds with their players a little bit differently than you would see with other coaches, and in the social realm of things, they're very vocal too.
Yeah.
I like Steve Kerr.
I was going to say that the only way that you could compare both of those coaches, because Popovich was such a big presence and such, he was a top 10, top 15 coach of all time, right? Probably,
Yeah.
You only look at stats then. Because then I feel like you have to go with Popovich, but if it's based off
of course, I'm not saying comparable in terms of like,
but stats wise, I don't know.
Resume.
Maybe Kerr, if Kerr still sticks, out for 5-10 years, and he's winning just as much as he is, I think he might be the best coach ever.
So how many chips
I have 2
did they
points,
get?
Right? Because
plus Steve learned from Phil too.
Exactly. Look who we're talking about right now. Kerr, who was under both Phil Jackson, which is the best, arguably probably the best.
I just called Steve Kerr Steve, like I know. That's
man.
Although I was in basketball camp and he taught me how to dribble.
That's pretty cool. So I mean, you guys do have a relationship.
See,
yes, he was.
It's like if he called
so I fucking know him, dude.
Yo, it was
so
Steve Kerr, John Paxson. Like that was the coolest shit ever, man.
Imagine if you knew Steve Kerr because of that. Still,
what do you call somebody?
I know that guy, man.
What do you call somebody when you first meet him and you don't know them? You can't call them by their first name.
No, well, so he actually said, "Call me Steve."
There you go. See,
so,
he gave you the go ahead.
Yeah, I was like,
you got the green light.
No, I'm 34 now. Hey, Steve, you remember me, guy? Who the fuck is this guy?
He gave you the green
light.
Right. How's your dribble, bud?
Man, I remember that one time, that one day, that one month.
You still picking it up like that, or
you still good?
I've been thinking about you my whole career, man. Wondering how that dribble's coming along. See if you
whole career.
You want to play now and make some money?
You want to get into I can get you on right now.
Hop in, bud.
Like we'll put you on the bench. It's okay.
McConnell jersey and back and everything. 0-0.
I've been get you out there to dribble a little bit. Put you on the bench.
I'll take a minute on the court and they'll just sub me out.
Like get out there and dribble, Dave, and then give the ball
easy, like $500,000 right there, right? A minute in the game. I don't know
if that's a $500,000.
Probably not.
It's a lot of money for 1 minute.
I think like that's
48 minutes. You know how much money they'd be getting paid $24 million a game.
I think that's the rookie minimum.
But so I'm like, yeah, sure. But like I'm thinking like I'm not a player. They're gonna sub me out. Fire me then.
Oh, you think you're just gonna get some type of like
compensation?
Give you a severance,
like a quick sign and trade thing, like this.
Sign and trade.
We'll give you several basketballs
somehow, some way,
and we'll fix your your stadium floor.
Somehow,
traded him
some
for a
way,
washing
I
machine.
have a 12-year career and I haven't played but 12 minutes. I've just bounced around. This guy sucks.
Yep.
I just sit on the bench.
But I'm
all
in it
season.
though.
I'm in it though.
Yo, I would take that. That's a floor seats every game.
That's a good way to look at it.
True.
If you play like you can have 12 years.
This is the
of
cheapest
playing
floor
for a
seats
team.
I've ever-
We don't play you more than that 1 minute. We
I'm
want to
gonna-
get rid of you for
and
the
you get to
year.
practice with them.
I'm gonna be a 1 minute player with an entourage
You're the practice.
of like 15 guys
You're the
behind me
practice
every
squad.
single game, everywhere we go. Like
you are who the superstars train against.
exactly. Yeah.
Yo, okay, so
Cool with that.
the Steve Kerr thing. Before,
you.
Because there was one more point I wanted to bring up, and I can't remember, to be honest with you. Who do you think is the most lucky player of all time in basketball?
What does that mean?
The luckiest player in terms of
fuck
what?
does
Like
that
what
I'm
are the
gonna give you who I think it is, and not because he didn't deserve it, because of what he did.
because he like ended up with some rings that he did
Big
nothing
shot,
for.
Bob. Robert Horry.
Man.
I mean, he deserved it because of those shots, but somehow, some way,
LeBron James.
Somehow, some way, no, some
No,
way,
for real.
he's got
Now he had
7.
Ray Allen. He had
Robert-
Kyrie
Stop it.
Irving.
Stop
Irving.
it.
Come on,
Stop it. Stop
Robert
it.
Horry's got 7 championships.
Yeah.
Do you know that? He's got more than Michael Jordan.
Sure.
So
No, I know that.
So
yeah.
I don't think it's unfair to say that even though LeBron is good, he's also lucky as fuck.
Okay.
Adam's hate for LeBron is a little
No,
bit
no,
crazy.
come on.
While I do agree with you about Robert Horry, I feel like in my head there's been a player that's had a lot of rings, like more than 7, and he wasn't a big name.
Steve Kerr
he
got
was just on
5.
the team when they won. Pretty sure there was I don't know. It was like a funny set I saw online. Whatever. Sorry.
There's so many people that try to
You can
you're running
think
through
of
my
that
head
name,
right now.
that'd be awesome.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Because I have no clue.
I'm
but
just saying. I feel like there is.
I mean, there are players like Danny Green's got like 3 rings.
But yeah,
And
he was
right.
clutch though. I mean,
Man, also
He-
get well,
he
get
could've
well.
been.
Also
Yeah,
get well
yeah, he
soon.
was.
We saw he got that whole knee
Yeah.
oh yeah.
tore up, man. So
Yeah,
get
for
well
sure.
soon. Hopefully,
awful.
he heals up better and comes back.
Yeah.
I like Danny Green too. I always thought he had a decent shot.
Yeah.
Even back
He
in those
did.
Spurs days.
You
That's
know
what I'm
who I
saying.
like
He had
now
those
is,
3-pointers going for a
Donovan
couple.
Mitchell. And I
Man, you think
I
he's
didn't
gonna
start
leave-
watching him until
Is he
this
supposed
season.
to leave Utah, or are we talking about? Oh no, they're talking about Dame Lillard, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to get the fuck out of Portland.
Yeah.
We've been saying
I mean,
that for a long
but
time.
he
though.
is Portland's player though. Like I kind of see him retiring.
I
We
would
say he's
hate
loyal
being
to a
that
fault.
because exactly.
He's
I
loyal
hate
to
to
a
be
fault.
considered their player,
CJ McCollum's a pretty good player right now.
He
Last
at
2
least
years,
should
he's
be-
putting up really big numbers.
and
so.
he's down in Is he? No, they traded CJ
Oh, he did.
McCollum.
You're
He's
right.
in
You're right.
New Orleans now.
You're right.
I'm kind of surprised that he hasn't tried to.
I
like,
would be so angry if I was him.
I would think
Him and
more players-
Lillards are angry.
I would think
because
more
they're
people would
medulla
want to play with
oblongata,
him.
huh?
So I would think more people would want to play with him.
I think so.
I
Yeah,
but
would-
the problem
yeah.
is, it's Portland. Nobody wants to go play up in this small market.
Who cares where the fuck you're at, man? Listen, I always say
These
that.
players do.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yo, I'm saying Dame should go to Brooklyn. Hopefully, Brooklyn can keep their core players with that. That'd be a squad though.
They need to get rid of Kyrie.
Think about
well,
as
sure,
much as
And
you're traveling-
I'd
wouldn't.
make that.
I don't know, right? I'm
I'd make that
thinking around. I'm
trade.
not sure, man.
I'd make that trade.
as much as you're
Kyrie
traveling
blew
during the
up,
season.
though.
Kyrie's dope, but man, there's something about him that I don't think he had.
He's a flat
There's something
earther.
about Lillard
Right?
that Kyrie doesn't have, and I think it's the consistency on the court,
Yeah.
the ability, the want to play. Like, I think there's a lot of evidence for seasons where Kyrie just didn't play a lot,
Because Kyrie doesn't
whether
care
it's
to
for
have a
injury
basketball
or
swag.
desire or whatever.
Dame has a basketball swag.
There's something about
Kyrie
Dame.
doesn't have that.
Dame- I fuck
He's not
with Dame,
focused
man.
so much on that. Like, he has different focus.
I haven't listened to his rap.
I didn't. I mean, I've heard him rap.
I've
heard
he
of
can
people.
rap.
I haven't heard it
He
yet.
can rap.
Not that
I
I'm
just-
against it. I just haven't listened.
Hey man, the Blueface can rap. Dame
Yo,
can rap.
and how that I feel like right as soon as we
Nicole Simpson can't
talked
rap.
about right.
I got a song
I
for you
feel
too,
like
bitch.
The minute we talked about him on this podcast after he released that first album and we talked shit about him, he blew the fuck up immediately after that.
Yeah.
Blueface.
Yeah, now he's huge. Like
It's like we did it
That
for
was
him,
such a
and that's
long
why
time
we have
ago.
no following, and
this
he
guy's
does.
got like several.
He's like, I'm gonna fuck these guys. Yo,
He like partnered with YouTube. Like, listen, block them every time you get a chance.
that reminds me of the
Like,
thing that
okay.
Pusha said that he can't go to Canada, like he can't go up there, and they were asking
right.
Drake if he's the one. Him and
He stopped him.
there's some other dude from
If
Canada.
you see this guy at the border, don't let him in.
There's another big I don't know, entertainer or rapper from Canada, and they're asking, "Are you guys getting people banned from Canada?" And I didn't read it because I was like, I don't believe them if they say no anyway. Drake is petty.
I would, and he.
If we say something about Drake, he may do something to us. If we got 3 people that watch us,
He said you're the man in the
So
city.
we
when
just
the
said his
mayor
name like
fuck
4
with you.
times. I mean,
maybe he'll get us a couple of viewers. I don't know, man.
He said that the mayor fucks with him, the NBA players fuck with him, the badass bitches doing makeup. He literally has the connections he needs to stop you from getting into the country.
I'm not even a Drake hater. I like Drake, so I'm not a hater at all.
Yeah.
Drake
Drake is consistent.
Honestly, I've come to the conclusion that that Push is in my top 5.
Wait, I'm sorry. Pushes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all over the place.
No. Well, because I'm
So
saying, like,
final predictions.
Oh,
finals.
right.
What do we think?
it's been a
He goes, well.
It's been pretty cohesive.
Well,
We've
no,
got
because we went
we're
from
talking
basketball to
Dame.
music to basketball.
It's hard to tell.
I understand.
It's hard.
Dame kind of bridged the gap
It's
there.
hard to say. It's hard to say. But I'll say this.
You said Golden State from the beginning. You sticking with them?
I'm sticking with Golden State.
I said Boston.
I've said you from the beginning of the season.
Well, no. From when we talked about the final
my
starting, I
prediction-
said it was Boston in 6, but I don't see it happening.
My
in 6.
prediction preseason was Warriors actually on tape. I've said it all
Well,
year.
shit. I mean,
It's true,
Steph
yeah.
called it out last year.
I know
That fucking interview,
And that's
man.
what
They always
scares
play that shit back. Man,
I would say
cold-blooded.
that's such vengeance there, man. Like he knew it. Like
gonna murder you.
I am not losing again. This is not happening.
I'm not gonna be mad regardless who wins.
No,
I think,
Sure.
I would.
I think
I'm
Tatum.
not a
I
Boston
think
guy.
Tatum has
I get
a
that.
I'm
long,
not a
a long.
Boston guy.
Tatum has a long future in the league, and it's gonna be
I love
a successful one.
Boston's franchise.
I would
Like,
say I think
the
Golden
story
State.
of it, like it's,
All
it's
of-
history.
Yeah, it's the Celtics. They're an amazing team.
They're a very storied
Yeah,
franchise.
but I'm just
Top
not
3,
I'm not a
probably.
Celtics fan. It's like, you know how we don't. Well,
Oh, I'm definitely not a Celtics
it's like I'm
fan.
not a
I'm not going out
Packers
buying
fan,
jerseys
I'm not
and
a
shit. but-
Milwaukee player or
Right,
guy. Or,
right.
It's
Yeah.
like, hey, fuck you, guy.
No, but I have a definite respect for Boston, though. Boston's
Oh,
just like the
there's a-
Lakers,
that's
you know,
different. That's
the
different.
Bulls.
Respect
There's just a
and, like,
certain, you
they're
know,
they're a storied franchise.
yeah, definitely.
I think Golden State's gonna win. I won't be mad if they lose, and Boston takes it.
Yeah, like I'm
won't
fine
like
either
that.
way.
I would, because I think I guess, man.
But I think I want Boston to win it though.
The
And I
only reason
called
why-
that.
You do want Boston?
So
Over-
I made that prediction before the final started here.
Over the
I said
story
that.
of
I
the
said Boston in
Warriors,
6.
what they've kind of gone through. in the
I
last
get all
years.
that. I'm just
I'm just
saying.
saying, like over that.
The only
story,
reason
you
why I
prefer
wouldn't
that
be
one?
mad because Golden State they have ranked
I guess I'm not
most
thinking
of
about
them,
the
you know?
story. It's just the players. I think that they deserve it. They're so young and they beat.
I think
they
Boston
beat
goes
these-
back,
Dude, they beat Milwaukee in 5,
but I don't think they. I think they go back.
and Milwaukee was the hardest team they had to face. I think.
Yeah.
I think Milwaukee was a one. Like their championship was like,
I hear you.
you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
that it was fixed.
No, not
All right,
fixed.
let's get this guy a
But
ring
it's
and get
Definitely
it.
not fixed,
But
but
it's-
like
They talk actually a
Do you
lot
get what
about
I'm
how
sure, right?
could
But
potentially be.
and you can make that case though.
Yeah,
Like,
and
just
it
looking
wasn't-
back
it
on
they
it,
talk
it's
to like
really
old
good.
referees who like
Yeah.
they give up some of the stories and they're like there has to be bias in there and
That's awful.
like there's no way to avoid it.
I'd rather not know that
Yeah.
about the game because that really just
But I think if you have to
you like
There's
you know
bias.
it though,
you
right?
be
Like you're
realistic,
like
be realistic.
yeah.
there has to be bias and they know like they're running these games. Yo, you know they're betting. Like of course they're fucking betting on them.
Sure. Man.
So
It's
you wait.
It was
just
more
to
than
be-
just that one dude
Just
who
for me
got-
to be clear, you agree that and you too, I guess, the Milwaukee championship would probably be, seen as kind of like a fluke in
Who
a
do
sense.
they
Not a fluke.
Who did they play?
but-
They played the Warriors?
No.
Who did they play? Lakers? Oh no, it wasn't
Nah.
the
Hold
Lakers
on,
at the
I'll
time.
tell you right now.
It's 2021, right?
Yeah.
2021.
I want to get it before you get it, but
Oh,
I
I
can't
mean-
remember.
Oops.
Oh, not Phoenix.
Suns. Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Huh. Was Chris Paul on the team at the
Yeah,
time?
last year.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's one player I don't think he's ever gonna.
Man, and I like he deserves it.
He's just
Same
not
with
gonna get to the promised land.
Gilbert Arenas was an
Man,
amazing
I
player.
fucking love your Agent Zero is hilarious.
John Wall was an amazing player.
I like
Yeah, there's a lot of people
Gilbert
like him,
Arenas
right?
is just a funny person.
There's
in
so many
general.
players throughout NBA history though that
Oh, yeah.
deserved it.
Nobody,
Barkley.
not everybody.
Barkley never
is
got a
gonna-
ring, right?
Never. That's the thing though. Like
He's got to be
He's
the
got,
most.
he's got an
pissed.
MVP.
Yeah,
but he has no
true.
ring.
every time Shaq wants to fuck, he's like he's like me and Kenny know about this. You
Yeah.
don't know nothing about this.
That's
shit."
so fucked up. That's so messed up.
But that's what you got to do, though. You know. It's
Yeah,
bragging
right.
It's bragging
Exact-
rights.
It really is though. Like
The re-
Shaq actually dominated the whole league, man.
The
Yeah.
reality of it is that
Since
not
the
everybody
Magic.
can win.
Yeah.
And those are guys who
Yeah,
like
I get
I
that.
respect
You know
their
what I'm
opinion
saying?
on the
Like-
game because those people who have played the game and they, you know what I mean? Like they're analysts that are of a different. Chuck has some whatever his controversial takes, and he pisses people off with it sometimes.
For some reason, I like Chuck the last 2 years. He's like, I don't know, he's just changed. Like he's talking more, which I think is great. Like I feel like maybe he was like shy before. Or maybe having Shaq around now is just different for him. I don't know.
It's just but
I just feel like it's like a different Chuck now.
Their dynamic is so like they're so comfortable with each other on that show.
I think maybe that's it.
You get what I'm saying? Like they actually look like brothers.
You know what? I think maybe rest in peace, but I think the whole Kobe passing really brought Chuck and Shaq together. Then
I think it brought a lot of people
because that shit really messed
league.
Shaq up. That they're brothers.
It definitely tightened the knot in the league a little bit.
Oh man. actually though,
I
felt that.
I was scrolling through YouTube and it just happened to be one of the videos about right when he passed and they were interviewing. And I turned it on for like 3 minutes. I was like, I can't watch it.
Yeah,
it's bad,
man. But you're right. I think that's probably a good pinpoint of when things started to become just a little bit more tight knit. Of
course, yeah, and that's also a point to him too, because Adam said that first.
Oh, okay, well, you are right. You were right.
Hey man, listen,
but I agree. Like Chuck is that show in general is my favorite. I don't watch because I don't have cable, so I just watch all of the segments I can on their TNT YouTube.
Honestly,
and I watch a lot of that. Those guys are just.
I feel like go on.
No, I was just saying the cable TV's existence is pretty much useless at this point.
Sure.
The problem with it is now with all of the subscription services and
it's expensive to watch things
ads during them. Yeah, dude, it's basically like TV. You're like,
this is why you got to band together as a family, and the people who run these companies got to fucking suck a dick and shut up. We need to be able to share passwords.
I don't know.
And like you have two, I have two.
There
we can
may
share that
be
shit.
nothing worse than Hulu.
Hulu
has like 14-minute commercial breaks. You'll be just like.
Well, also,
and they'll do it like right after another. You'll be like,
nowadays, you really don't notice. So it is the same amount of time that it was on normal TV. It's 2.5 minutes of ads, or 2.5, and like they'll show you the ticker and all that, but it feels so much longer.
It does
because
it's like, this is a slow
you're able
countdown.
to skip through stuff now, and because you can't do it then, it's like it just drags that second out. More and more than, I don't know. I feel like it's like a psychological thing.
It is, obviously. It's just a thing that you're just...
Which also is just like, why is this happening to us right now? Like, why do we have to have this roadblock?
Yo, do you guys use HBO Max?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We watch Friends on there, like, sometimes.
I've been watching Barry recently.
Yo, that's such a good show.
It's weird.
What's Barry?
Bill Hader.
Yeah.
And Henry Winkler's in there somewhere.
Yeah, he's great in that.
But it's basically like a guy he was a hitman after his army days.
It's such a great story.
He went to go and do a hit basically in California, but he had to go to an acting class to like find his mark, whatever, right? And he basically fell in love with the idea of acting, and he wants to quit being a hitman.
And then, like,
Barry?
That's it.
Is it like a sitcom, or is it long? It's like 45, 50 minutes?
Yeah, it's a little bit longer, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we just started like Stranger Things,
show.
And I got a beef with Stranger Things.
Why? What?
All right. So before you guys give me your opinion on
Winona
the show,
Ryder, because she's like a crazy woman.
No, just let me break it down on like why I don't know if I like this show or not. But we've gone 4 episodes or 5 episodes in to the first season.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's interesting. I don't know why. I think it's interesting because they keep alluding to something that I have not yet been able to. I'm not a sci-fi guy as much as maybe some are. And I didn't realize
it was like... trying it out then? Or like...
Yeah, because everybody seems to like it. I don't think I'm going to go past the first season. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you.
Well, I mean, you don't know that.
I just want to finish it because I'm curious what happens.
It's so good.
I'm right here, and he's talking through the lights, but bitch...
So you are curious what happens, or you're not?
The first season, because I'm already so far deep into it.
Yeah,
but where the fuck is Will?
Naturally, bro. Like,
where's this little motherfucker Will?
No,
he's in the upside down.
This man's gonna be watching this shit
for sure. I haven't watched the last season yet.
Well, I guess I don't know why.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
I feel like anytime I feel like I know what Sam's gonna do, it's always like he like makes it a point to just not do that.
He's like curveball.
He's like, fuck that, I'm not doing that.
Not
What's that shit? Never let him know your next move.
Exactly. That has been used since like '95, bro. Like,
so look, I don't know.
Always be 2 steps ahead.
Always.
I don't know if I'm gonna keep going. My assumption is I want to finish it, like just the first season. I mean, just to get done.
That's fine. Give an assessment after the first season.
All right. So here's my reason why I don't.
There's definitely
know if
been
I
shows
wanna continue
two
it.
episodes in. I'm like, I'm not doing this
Yeah.
anymore. But like,
My beef is so I consider a lot if I'm going to start watching a show. How many seasons do we have? How many episodes in the season? And the biggest one is how long are these episodes?
it's a privilege that we have these days.
45.
Exactly.
Of course, but I'm going to use
It
it.
used to be 7 channels and we watch whatever's on.
45, 50-minute episodes are a big commitment.
Yeah.
So you got to really be sure you
They
want
are.
to
They're
jump
long.
into this.
Long shows are long.
Right,
You
that's
take
why
the
I
commercials out
haven't-
of them and they're still fucking
That's
long.
why I haven't gone to Breaking Bad yet.
Oh man, I denied watching that for so long.
I'm still there.
I started
watched
watching
it-
Malcolm in the Middle again the other
I
day.
watched it for the first time
watched
5
it?
years ago, and I think that's one of my favorite series.
Everybody
ever.
says it. And
I started watching.
And
I
I was-
watched
I
like
was
the
not
first 2
about
episodes, and I was like, I can't get into this right now,
Bruh.
because
Yeah.
I just
There's
it's
so-
too much of a
You
time.
know it's a
investment.
good
He's
show.
perfect, man, and there's so much.
Bryan Cranston's
involved,
awesome,
dude.
by the
Hal.
way.
He's always gonna be Hal.
Him
Yeah.
and Aaron Paul. He plays his partner.
Yeah.
Crazy dude.
Yeah.
I was actually considering going to watch Breaking Bad when Vivi suggested let's just
Stranger
check
Things?
out Stranger Things. I was like, all right, fine.
Right.
But she just alerted me that Peaky Blinders just put out their sixth season, and I'm about to turn that shit on because I love fucking Peaky Blinders.
You and your British shows. You know?
I can't do it.
I like Peaky Blinders. Yo, he's a bad motherfucker.
My dad
man.
loves that show.
It's a good show.
I can't watch it though.
That's a bad
I haven't watched it at all yet. I'll give it a try
But-
one day. But
And also, like Stranger Things, I don't know what I'm watching. I think that's really what it is. You're like, is this a kid's show? Is it really just going to be super innocent like this? Or they're about to get some crazy shit going on?
I get that.
I heard this next season that they got going on, one of the shows are like 2.5 hours long. I ain't got time
that's
for
a
that.
movie.
Stranger
That ain't no
Things,
damn-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last 3 episodes, they haven't released it yet, but they're movies.
I ain't got time for this.
One episode is an hour and 35. The next one's an hour and 50, and the final episode is 2.5 hours
That's
long.
too much time that they're asking
But
me
think
to give
about
them.
that, bro. Like I
do
mean,
appreciate
that.
especially in that world. Like, what can even happen then?
I do
Like,
appreciate that they're trying to put a bow
and
on it, though.
Now that I haven't seen this current season, like, what is going to happen in this season to make that then? Like,
Yeah.
I
See,
just- I don't know,
you would
dude.
think
I
that what
appreciate
you're
that they're
saying
putting a
makes me
lot-
want to watch it. but
Also,
it
like,
doesn't.
I guess growing up, I used to read a lot of sci-fi. So like, you have to like imagine a lot of shit
Dude,
while
all
you're
I
reading.
did was
Obviously,
read Goosebumps. I
no,
read
I get
Goosebumps
that.
for years.
Tales from the Crypt.
I got,
you know?
that's
I got
like-
like 40
Are You Afraid of the
books
Dark?
those.
That's all we
just
did.
like I don't know. Like it's not really sci-fi. That's
X-Files.
just like
Dude,
thriller.
all right,
you know?
I guess it's a thriller.
Yeah.
But it's somewhat in the same vein. I don't know. I just feel like
No.
some of this shit is going a little like some of these people are a little stupid. Right, like in the
Okay,
show, and it's
yeah.
just like I don't know what's going on. Like, how come nobody's afraid, like worried about this other little bitch that is lost and they can't find her?
Oh right, yeah. You're still in the first season. I'm like, wait, what's
Like,
talking about?
yo, they were like,
I forget what her
cars-
name is, but I know what you're
11.
talking about.
Yeah,
11.
No, not her. The other one.
no, old girl's friend.
She went.
Got
She
it.
was also in the Upside Down.
Got it.
And then they're like,
Look,
didn't
no
give a fuck
spoiler
about her
alerts
anymore.
because we still don't. If you
It's
watch
only still
twen-
season 1. We can. We're years in. If you haven't seen it, you should have turned it off as soon as you heard us talking about.
Yeah, I guess. But either way, so I'm like, why don't nobody seem concerned about this little motherfucker that she seems
Barb. There you go.
Barb.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about Barb. It's funny because a lot of people made fun of the fact that nobody cared about Barb that season.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's like a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like nobody cared.
Like
about
nobody
her.
cares if this bitch got fucking.
She's not the star of the
gone
show,
too?
you know.
There was a meme that played off of the Bill Murray movie What About Bob, and it was What About Barb, and it was like her in like him. It was like her face cut out in his body. It was kind of
So
The
far,
internet is
my
hilarious.
favorite part is when she busts a hole through her exterior wall.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
she comes with the axe. I'm like, oh, babe, she's about to bust a hole through a wall. Shit was hilarious to me. I'm like,
No,
yo,
honestly.
and I feel so bad for her son, like the older one. He's like, my
Yeah,
fucking
man.
mom's crazy, man.
No, right.
Till
I mean, I understand like how that can turn you into a crazy person, but like
Sure.
she did a real good job being a crazy person.
Yo,
Man,
also
she's one of
her-
my
and then,
favorite
like-
actresses, man.
I think like I had just watched what's it called, Mr. Deeds fairly recently, and I was like, man, fuck Winona Ryder.
She was what was the name of the what was the name
Oh,
of the
right, because she was a
the town
reporter.
she's from?
Yeah,
Where was she from?
Winchesterton, Fieldsville, Iowa.
Fieldsville. Yeah, I remember.
Hey man, I meant to talk about this last week, but Adam Sandler has a new movie coming out.
Oh,
right?
bro, Hustle.
and he is the spouse of Queen Latifah. I was like,
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Who would've thought that
I
mashup
didn't
would
know
happen?
that. I saw the preview. I thought that was like his friend.
No, that's his wife.
hilarious.
So I'm pretty sure Adam Sandler casted that.
That's dope. I like Adam Sandler.
I was
I
watching.
really do, man. And I feel like this movie's gonna make everybody like him again.
Oh,
So, I was just at our
Not
parents' house
that
for coffee
anybody
this morning.
disliked him. But
I think
He became like a Netflix actor for a while.
I think so.
He stopped doing like.
that's- so
So what is this
mainstream
released
shit.
on?
Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah.
But there's more like press about it.
Substance
Like
to it?
I don't remember him.
There's definitely more substance to it.
Because he did the Cobbler, right? And I don't remember him doing like.
Cobbler is such a good fucking.
I don't remember him doing
You ever
press.
watch? Do you know what it is?
No.
It's about he's a you know what a cobbler is, right?
Make
a
shoes.
cobbler is like
got it, duh.
Yeah, they
Right.
make and
Right.
repair shoes, and it's like he's in Brooklyn. It's a really cool like feel good movie.
Okay.
But he didn't really do press about it. Like I didn't really know much about it until I came
You just
across
gotta
it on
stumble
Netflix.
upon it, yeah.
So this one, he's like doing like he's been on Jimmy Kimmel, Queen Latifah did the show after that, like
That's
the next
dope.
day or some shit. And
So
they were
I
talking
was just
about
at
it.
our parents' crib for coffee this morning before I came here, and mom and dad watched it already. They
that's
fucking
dope.
really liked it.
That's
They
dope.
said it was really good. So I'm like, man, I might watch that shit tonight.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler's like I think so. We were talking about people liking him again. I think what happened is people didn't like him because Uncut Gems.
Oh, I love
I didn't.
that movie,
I didn't
man.
watch all of it yet. I watched only a little bit in the beginning of
Gee,
it.
you got to finish that. I promise you. Sorry,
I-
but
no, I-
it's
no,
just
I know, I've heard
it's
that.
just that good.
I've
man.
heard it.
It ends crazy.
But you like Adam Sandler when he's like a likable guy.
I get you.
You know, and I think that's what that was. That kind of took him away from
I
that.
don't know.
He lived
I-
long enough
I
to
like-
see
I
himself
like-
become the villain.
I felt really bad from the whole movie. Like, yeah, he was an asshole. And he was like he's like ripping people off, basically, right?
Yeah,
like,
but he's
and
always
right.
out of desperation from his
Exactly
addiction.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I've seen. I maybe seen more than I realized because Vivi was watching it, but I was like, I don't have the time to dedicate to watch it. So I only seen probably collectively 20 minutes of it, and I've seen what happens and what the premise is.
Yeah.
I could see it being a movie where people are like,
I thought Kevin
Not
Garnett
likable.
was amazing in that movie too.
yeah.
He like pops up every now and then throughout the whole movie. So
They've been on each other's he's been on Adam Sandler's been on KD's pod.
Oh, I didn't know
recently.
that. Yeah.
So yeah, it's been pretty cool.
that's cool.
So yeah, I mean, I'm a big Adam Sandler fan. I'll be forever.
And yeah, hearing that he's doing a basketball movie, I was like, I'm all in because
You
that
know he
man
hoops.
is all.
He's a
about
hoop.
Oh yeah,
basketball, man.
he's constantly hooping. He
There
hoops
was a
with
line-
NBA players regularly. Like,
Yeah.
There's a line from the trailer of that movie from Hustle, and it was something to the effect of like, shit, like you can't play this game unless you really love it or something like that. But like the way he delivered it, you just saw it. Like he was like saying that, not as a character, just like himself. Like he was saying that. you
He's
know?
like a thorough sports fan. Like he does
Yeah.
sports
it was
movies. all the
so-
time.
really well done.
In my life, there's not like I was thinking about this recently, right? Because basketball is just something that when I think about it, it's just like I truly know. Like it's like when you know, like
There's
you know,
there's solace
certain
on the
things-
basketball court.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god! Like
Yeah, man.
it just brings warmth
It's
to
a-
me in a sense.
If you go back to Adam Sandler and his finding your happy place, Happy Gilmore style, you know,
my happy place,
Basketball
my
court
happy
usually
place
somewhere.
is usually a
Most definitely.
If I were to think of a happy place, it would probably be like an empty court, nothing but the sound of the ball and the basket, you know, dribbling and hitting. Like
maybe like 9 or 10 scantily clad cheerleaders on the side.
just cheering you by yourself.
Yeah, just to cheer me
Hey,
on.
I
I
know.
don't know.
Hey, I know.
I feel like after a while, they get really weird.
Benny in the
Yeah,
background,
like,
running around
like,
and shit.
that
But they
seems
can
like
hang
a-
out with each other while I'm playing. Like they don't have to just sit there and cheer the whole time.
That
But
seems
like,
like a movie. It seems like a movie.
You all can do what you want to do,
Like, oh.
but every time I hit a shot, I want you to yell.
it's gonna turn into like a rap
But
video.
besides that, just do what you got to do.
Yeah.
There's
Stand there.
water bottles over there.
There's gonna be cameras randomly set up, and I'm just gonna like the ball's gonna bounce away, and I'm just gonna be like, it's gonna be a hell of a time, man.
That sounds like
The
a
Happy
setup for a
Place
porn.
video.
So
Well, to
Yeah,
get
no,
to a more substance-filled conversation for a second.
We're talking about a happy place.
Well, yeah, but that's what I was getting to, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I think about it, like when I think about regrets in life, right? There's only one. I never,
Basketball?
yeah. Well, I would.
That I never played
I would
professionally?
I'd
It's
never
my
be
only
in the
regret.
NBA. I would never be in the NBA. That's like
you don't know that.
I probably do, but
Yeah.
that's like a far fetched thing, right?
Nate Robinson
But
said heart
but
over height, man.
But what I wish is that I would have even given it. I wish I could have played in like college or something like that. I just think that would have been such a cool portion of your life, like to play like that.
Yeah.
And I just remember like never really giving it a shot. Like, and I want to make it clear I have no illusions about where my game would have taken me. I just wish I would have given it more of a shot.
There's a lot of people who are like opposed to the idea of basically forcing your kid into like doing something.
Do it.
Like no,
Do
but
it,
like here's the
motherfucker.
thing, right? Like if you notice that your
You're
kid
a
has a
great dad.
passion in something, and they're really taking a liking to it,
Yeah.
then push them to be more involved. in
So
it.
Vivi's.
You know what I mean? It's not like forcing them to do shit that you want them to do. But
No,
if you notice that there's like a passion in there somewhere.
So Vivi's nephew, Mason, right?
Yeah.
His dad, Joel. So Vivi was there with them, and they were playing like him and his dad were playing catch. But he had him actually like I think he has some tool where it's like the ball's fixed to something, but you can hit it at full force, and it'll help you with the trajectory of it, right?
Cool.
Like I don't forget what it's called, but he was using that, and then they were like he had him doing sprints back and forth, kind of like he's like 7 years old, not like sprints, like but just
I get it,
conditioning because he plays in league.
Yeah,
and I told Vivi, I was like, it takes so sometimes in when you're a kid, like. Our pops didn't play ball, right? He wasn't a basketball player, so
his soccer though.
It was soccer for him, but I don't even think I don't remember him ever trying to get us to play soccer. I don't remember those days.
No, I mean even when he brought us when they went to go play in their field on Sundays and shit.
He never had us try.
He'd be like, "Go get the fuck out of here.
Right?
Go play somewhere else.
Exactly.
I'm gonna play my game for a while."
We never played soccer at all.
got it.
But like, so that's why like people like your pops was so important in my life playing basketball. Like beyond like. Just in general, like him being a part of my life, and you know what I mean. But like to learn basketball, like from your dad and his friends, and your brother, and like even just older people in general, it's a big portion of like what I learned because it takes when you have a kid and like for instance, Joel like is a baseball lover. He loves baseball, so him loving baseball gives him more incentive to or not incentive, but just more reason, I guess, to teach his son who's showing
it gives him more excitement to be able to do
right,
that.
Because it seems fun. It's like, I get to engage in the sport with my son.
But I say
also is showing interest in the same sport. For your development is what I'm getting at.
When it's not your kid, I've been on in 5-on-5s where somebody brought their kid and they wanted their kid to play with us, and I've been annoyed by it. So the fact that your dad and his friends were like, "Yo, come on, like come play with us,"
that was the point I was going to make. Yeah, I think it was that much more impactful because of how encouraging it was, and they would always want to help us. Hone in our game.
They would encourage you like when to shoot shit like that.
Yo,
that too, exactly.
Giving you that coaching.
Exactly,
ball, man. I remember
exactly, man.
On the floor
all those
coaching.
guys will always have such a huge.
You could miss 5 in a row and they'll still tell you.
Yeah.
Always shoot it.
Take that. You're open.
Because they know like you're there.
Yeah.
Like
and they celebrate with you when you have a big play.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, like
every one of those
winning one of those games is big, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
we had fucking tough games when we used to play.
And mind you, like we were
remember when Stanley used to come, Ralphie's guy.
Yeah.
Dude,
we probably talked about this before, but it was hard to like organize a lot of games in that time because there was a lot of arguing. So like in 2 hours, in order to get it like 3-4 games off, we had to there had to be some kind of. I don't know how we managed to make it happen.
I remember we used to like Stanley used to talk. So he was such a shit talker. Yeah. I remember he used to talk so much shit to me. I remember there was a day where like it was your dad and probably your brother or Gary, I forget, but they were like, because he used to talk. They used to talk so much shit about me, like, but I don't know. I think your dad always thought like I could play pretty halfway decent, so he used to talk like always talk shit.
Oh yeah, that's why
they said I wouldn't try. Like
all of them knew you had a really good game, and they were just trying to get that out of you.
No. The shit talking.
Saying play harder.
The shit talking.
Exactly.
Came,
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. The shit talking came when I wouldn't apply myself.
Man, I remember distinctly, and I'm not sure why I remember it so clearly. It was a Friday. It was the sun was like shining into the
that had the worst fucking sun of all time.
That was the worst, but also such a godly.
You see it though, right? You see it.
It was like a godly spot.
Man.
It was like our fucking haven.
Golden hour.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But so
right, and that would be right when we first started, right?
Probably.
Right in the beginning.
I don't know.
Right
because Stanley started coming around like 4 years after we started.
I mean the sun. Like it would be right when we first started playing.
Yeah, exactly.
The sun would go down.
Exactly. We would have like a half hour of sunlight.
You could take me to another place.
The worst sunlight of all time.
It really killed you.
that part. We keep shitting on you.
So you were going up for a 3, and I remember Stanley just like blocked the shit out of you. But he kept on clapping in your face afterwards and calling you out like, I do
remember something like that.
You came back and you won the games. You hit 3 threes in a row.
Oh, that's
you won that game.
I wish I had stories like that in my head sometimes. I don't remember a lot of these, but I do remember like. I don't remember.
Or like Danny, my cousin, used to come and play.
Oh,
he was a slasher, dude.
Yeah.
Like
me and Danny used to have really fun games when we played because we'd be like literally like fucking just.
What happened to you, Danny? You used to be cool. Man.
He's doing his thing.
But that court, man, such a fucking. I know we've spoken about it before, but it's such a like.
Sorry, this is like a reminiscent
throwback
time,
thing.
you know.
But no,
Park.
I remember like fucking going at it with Stanley, and we all used to just go at it. Like even
Randy.
all those guys, every one of them that we used to play with for years will always have such a special place in my heart.
And I have a real
Ever,
calloused
man.
face because I mean, listen,
You have a
I started
calloused
playing.
face?
Started playing at.
What happened to your
When I
face?
started playing with them, I was short, and I would catch a bow to the face
Yeah.
mad
Oh,
times,
yeah,
man. you know?
that's right. A calloused face.
Yeah, that sounds odd.
That's
does sound
that's
weird,
where
but
I
like,
became
I
good at
mean,
shit
listen, man.
talking. That place is where I developed a lot
I
about
feel
me.
like
Yeah.
that's how we all honed our game.
Oh yeah.
Or honed in on it.
100%. But I just remember just being able to play with like older guys who you knew could play was always just like a confidence builder when you played. Because you'd go there and be like, yo, that was a good night. Like,
Well, it's also like they wanted effort out of you. And if you wanted to play, they wanted to see effort. They weren't going to pick you anyway.
Exactly
so like
that.
they would really like you'd have to embrace hustle plays and like get into it,
there
you
was
know?
they wanted to win. There was no.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember they'd be like, let me play. Be like, nah, Sam, you ain't playing good tonight. I'm like, come on, man.
you ain't hitting shit.
Like,
no,
playing
right?
like shit tonight.
Right?
And that gym was so enclosed, like the out of bounds was like maybe
It
a
was-
foot and a
yeah,
half.
yeah.
That is because it still exists, but like
Right.
it was so. There was nowhere to hide. You were talking shit. You were right on each other. There was no like,
Yeah.
no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Dude,
It
it's
was
funny how
We're
competitive
getting into
games.
it tonight. We'd be hot, so
Yeah.
motherfuckers be irritable.
Oh, they never had AC in that place, so you had to
Never.
keep the back door open
which was dangerous.
on so many levels, so many different ways.
Fuck, man.
Fly right out that fucking thing.
The ball
feel
go
like-
fucking flying down.
I
Like,
feel like that
all types of-
rarely happened, but I feel like it rarely happened though.
Yeah.
The ball flying out.
Oh yeah. So if you guys can't picture it, what we're talking about is it was a park district, right? You go
Smaller court.
You walk into
Not quite
the
94.
court, but the court was elevated enough, right? So
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
walk, they had a exit door that went to a fire escape.
Right.
This is elevated by like 20-something feet.
Probably.
Now that was our only AC, so we had to open that bitch up,
Right.
and you would
I
go
get
out
that
there and be
breeze.
breathing while motherfuckers playing games. Like
yeah.
Man, I remember that shit for real though. There'd be like 9 of us on that fire
so
escape,
vivid,
man.
so
Yeah.
vivid.
drinking Gatorade and shit.
That being said, man, we're gonna take a break because we're at a.
All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
All right, so we should get into regular conversation.
All right, man. Listen, give me one
yeah!
give me one of you guys' toxic traits.
My toxic trait.
Give me a toxic trait.
Do you-
If you were an ex of yourself, right? You were your own ex.
Well, see,
And-
that was
and-
a young man that was different than
and
the
then
man you
you-
see before you.
and now you met your new girl. What is something that you would warn her of?
Remember this though, like that man before BB
So wait,
was 26. I'm
Okay,
36
we'll talk-
now.
Are you saying just one thing or
Just give me one. You don't have to go crazy. Just give me one.
In relationships,
just one toxic trait?
yeah. Give me
all
a
right, so
toxic.
BB would say it's
characteristic.
because I have no empathy, but I think I have empathy. I
I've
just
been
choose
told I don't
when to
have
use
empathy,
it. I
but
just
yeah.
choose when to use it.
Not everything. Yeah.
That sounds funny.
Okay, I heard Joe Budden talk about something the other day, right?
How we're
on a
desensitized to
podcast.
everything in the world
And he
now.
was like, everybody makes like, so he's like saying the word no, right? Or caring about everything, right? He's like, I gotta care about everything. Like everything is careable about. Like, if that even makes sense.
I
Like,
like that.
I don't have enough. Like that's why people have mental issues now because you just have too much on your mind at any given time is not healthy.
He said people make the person who doesn't care about everything the villain more and more nowadays. It's
true.
Right? I choose when and
My
what to
business
care about.
is
Like
what I
I
do.
feel the empathy for things, but like I got enough things to worry about.
Yeah.
So I got to pick and choose what battle I'm gonna give more of my emotional whatever to. Right? So. That's where my empathy
Hey,
is.
again, and-
I think it's if you ask me, the maturity level of my empathy is far exceeding those of others because I can pick and choose when I give empathy and when I don't.
I would think as long as you're minding
Bada
yours,
boom, motherfucking bing.
as long as you're minding yours and your fiance's business,
But do you get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
That's what I would think would be
100%.
fine, right?
Yeah.
As long as you're minding what affects you and affects your woman directly, that's what you need to deal
That's
with.
my
Things-
woman.
And not that you shouldn't, obviously not that you shouldn't care about the other things. It's just
I try to remember that things you can't help, you can't fix things, right? So worrying about everything that isn't within your reach and your immediate control is only going to make you have more anxiety and go crazy.
I've been told that I am like a false sense of just like a happy person, and I was like,
Damn.
no, I actually
That's actually a really
Like
big
like a
fucking
facade.
like
insult.
they, no, they just like they think that
It's a facade.
everybody in the world is not like the happiest of people, and like I'm just unnaturally a happy person. And I'm like, I don't necessarily think that's true. First of all, I have a lot of hate in my heart. Let's make
and
that the first thing.
and there's a reason for it.
Yeah,
not
you
just
know,
hateful.
But no, I'm not just a hateful human being.
Right.
Damn,
that's real.
We're content creating
That's
here,
real.
you know. But yes, and I'm like, yo, there's like, I've been through enough like stress in my days, right? And I've dealt with enough like uncertainty with how the next day is gonna go, and I'm like, I'm good now. Like all those stresses I'm cool.
No,
so, like,
listen,
that's very real.
That I think is what people would probably call perspective.
Definitely, that is, yeah.
I would think so.
You know, so I don't know, man. Toxic trait is relative, and if you think it's toxic, you can kiss my ass.
All right.
But
I
also,
mean, you know what my toxic trait is?
That's toxic.
Not caring at all. Like,
yeah, sure.
not giving a fuck.
Sure.
Like saying no without any qualms, right?
Yeah.
Any.
Yeah, like I hear you.
None.
Yeah.
Nan.
Like even if I say no,
Nada.
sometimes I feel bad about it. You know. Like, even if I know, even if I say no,
You
sometimes
said you
I feel
felt bad about saying no?
Sometimes, you know, it depends which one
Like
you say no about.
like
I guess.
I guess that makes sense. Like, maybe if somebody needs some like
Yeah, and
help,
I'm just like, nah, I'm busy doing shit right now.
I can't.
you know?
I really can't. No.
Yeah, like it's Sunday, it's pod day, bro. I ain't,
Yeah, I think
No.
people forget to realize that this is a day that's designated for a specific thing.
it is.
What's
It
your
really
toxic trait? Too much empathy?
So I'm going to explain
is. Too much.
what I'm going to say because I feel like it needs explanation. But I'm selfish physically and emotionally.
Okay,
Oh man,
taking us to a deep road over here.
Yeah. So
Expound
that might
as much as you care to.
yeah. So if I'm in an argument and I feel like I'm right and the person isn't listening to me, I shut down.
Grab him by the shoulder and you shake the shit out of him. Come on, listen
beat
to
him
me.
up.
I shut down and I just stop talking and I'm closed off then. And I'm not able to talk to them. It's actually like a mental thing of mine. Like it's hard for me to break out of it.
Yeah. I mean,
Which might sound weird.
No, I
Because
actually completely get
people
it.
that know me as a happy guy, whatever that means, you know? And they're always like, oh, I wouldn't think that you'd go to therapy as much as you do or see a psychiatrist. And I'm like, why?
I think people
Yeah.
it has such a negative connotation towards
There's
it.
just
Which
there's
is shouldn't at this point.
there's
but
like, you know, the smallest thing that you think about yourself could be the biggest thing about yourself.
That's
you know?
probably
Yeah.
true.
So-
Yeah. No, I think it just
And I'm
has a
not
negative.
preaching
No,
therapy on people.
I
That's
don't
just
think
something
you
that
have
happened
to,
me.
but
Yeah.
I think it's
You do what you
also
gotta do,
the
but-
connotation should change towards it. Like I don't go, but I don't feel like it's wrong to go to it.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
think it's also just good to be able to have like a unbiased ear to vent to.
Yeah. So then, so yeah, that's more of the emotional, selfish part for it, and the physical part of it is and I'd like this might not be the whole picture I'm trying to paint, but just one thing I can think of off top is if I'm unable to gain the energy to do something, I'm not going to do it because I just feel like I'm just that tired and I'm not going to push myself then.
I feel you.
But that spills over a lot because I do a lot of physical labor at my job and I'm always tired after work, so I can't do the things that I should be doing at home, and that spills into fights and arguments then.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
because it's so repetitive and happens a lot, because of my ADHD, I'll forget to do stuff, and then it just kind of compounds onto that then. So,
Yeah.
So selfishness is a big problem for me. I feel like if I wasn't as selfish as I am, which I'm learning how not to be, that I would have a better relationship with not only my wife, but myself, which would then make me easier to be around. Yeah.
Understandable.
I mean, life is a marathon of learning things. you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's.
I'm
it
continuing
shouldn't-
to learn stuff.
And then, you know,
The
it's
idea
beautiful
that you
because you
should
finish
be-
learning everything and then you die.
The idea that you should be put together like
Fucked.
by a certain age
Thanks,
is
bud.
fucked up.
Thanks,
right?
dude.
Like the idea that they give you the idea you come out of college, you should come out of high school, you should like they make it seem like there should be all of these things that are you should be fine and put together by this age and have this and that and you shouldn't have should be worked out all your issues by
old school
You're
way of
right.
thinking.
You're right. I think it's up to us to really look into what that is. Then we as kids, students, we should want to know why we're being pushed this way.
Yeah, but I think
which there are those there's those
though.
outsiders that we all knew in high school, right? We're like, no, fuck the man, this and that, and
they were smart.
Yeah,
I trust, but
in a way they had that upper hand.
You trust the adults in your life to try to put you to the right direction. So when they're saying that this is what you should be doing, it's like, all right, well that makes sense. I guess I'll just do this.
Yeah.
And until a certain age, whenever you become more woke.
Right.
Whatever that term would have been back then.
Right.
Then you're not questioning anything, and I think it takes everybody depends. It depends on when you become that. For everybody, it's different. It's all going to be a different age, a different time, something's going to unlock that in your brain.
I think what college is what high school should be.
Yeah.
And then
I feel like we deserve
more
college
catered
prep,
to what
man.
you're actually doing. Like
we deserved more college prep when we were going to school.
Fuck college prep.
You should be able to
Life
choose
prep.
where you're going after that. Like,
We
listen,
deserve-
we
deserve more life prep.
in my head, I feel like that's hand in hand. We should be learning that before we go into college.
So
but
up to 8th grade, you learn
So
like all
high
the
school-
basics, right? You learn
so
how to
sure.
read, how to write, how to do math and basic math.
Well,
and
I
then
was
if you
going to
wanna,
go a
like,
step further and say I learned financing in 8th grade at Palmer. Not like totally, but they taught me money.
Yeah,
Got it.
Like the actual value of a dollar and all that. I felt like in high school we were failed because there was no, finance class or class that taught you how to do.
Well,
we
I
didn't
think
at least
finance as it pertains to life. I don't want to hear about fucking finance in a company or how you do things that
Well,
are.
no,
like,
I'm talking
I
about
wanna
actually
know-
learning how to balance a checkbook. And
Oh, we learned balancing that.
We
but the
didn't.
to be the check. That's the only thing I remember doing.
That was a huge disadvantage for my
only thing.
whole graduating class.
wasn't it
man.
like
Yeah, but not really,
econ?
'cause
Like in
who
econ, I
fucking
think I
has a
learned how to do
checkbook?
that.
You have a checkbook right now?
Currently, and I know how to. Yeah,
balancing
since-
it, yes, but like most people don't have a checkbook.
Well, now
No,
you have
we
a
definitely
transcript
do.
online of every purchase that you make.
I don't
So-
care. I want paper copy.
That's cool, but I'm saying most people aren't. So
You're right. Of course, you're right.
But like they didn't teach us anything else. Like even
I
if you
get
taught
that. I get that.
balancing a checkbook, which I didn't learn till like I think senior year of high
Shit,
school.
right though? We should have been taught that earlier. Like,
I had a
learned-
checking
we should-
account before that.
We should have
I'm
been
saying,
Yeah,
bro.
that was-
I was working at 16. Fuck, like.
Yeah.
Word. And I had one prior to that because I was doing after school matters in freshman
I
year.
hear you.
They didn't teach us anything that we would have encountered within our life going forward. Like they didn't teach us about subsidized and unsubsidized
Man.
loans that you would encounter going to college.
Yes.
Right? They didn't
How
teach
to
us
apply
about
for
Come on,
loans.
Biden administration.
they didn't
Cancel
teach
some
us
loans,
shit.
baby.
Like, literally nothing. They taught us nothing about
They
how
just
life would
told you
be.
you have to go to school and figure it out now.
What it's like to live,
Yep.
what it's like to fend for yourself or pay for yourself, your own
Yeah.
nothing, none of
see,
that. And
That's also not to say that there weren't counselors that were there to help us at Taft. Personally speaking, it's
I mean,
different.
get those are those are
There
like
were there's
one of
there
a
were some
few
really good
outliers.
counselors there that actually wanted to take the time out to help you learn
Okay, see.
and understand it.
I'll say this before,
But also with that, we were overcrowded,
yeah.
so they didn't have any time.
Yeah.
You had to actually
Chicago
schedule
public
an
schools.
appointment with your counselor, and it's like, no, I should be able to go into his office and
Yeah,
just
I
talk
don't
to him.
think you
you know?
were able to walk into one at Lane. Lane had 4,000
Man, they had like
students,
fucking
man.
janitors doing the advisoring for you, like helping you pick classes.
Hey man, let me go finish mopping real quick.
Like they had
before I-
anybody there.
before I
My
was-
graduating class was 1,300 and 700 passed. So it's like a lot of kids, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not good statistics.
No,
I'm not gonna lie.
we had kids on the ground like for class.
That's not
There's
good.
no desks.
But that's why they built
man.
that next campus they have now, like the
The
satellite
annex,
campus.
right? Whatever it is, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
But look, I mean, to give the credit to the generation who kind of pushed the school way on us, or to give them some bail anyway.
Sure.
If you look at like 60s, 70s, 80s, before internet really kind of took over the world, put its grips on it and just kind of took over, you had kind of like a rough idea of what the next 20 years would look like, right? Like things didn't change super drastically until like the internet age came. Like at this point, I think this is the most uncertain that I think the next 20 years looks. Like I don't know what the next 20 years is gonna bring.
I get that.
So I think like back then they kind of things were like the success that came outside of the normal school, go whatever through your fucking college and outside of that, like entertainment world success, that type of shit, it was few and far in between more than it is now. Like there's a lot more superstars now,
Sure.
And so now they were trying to give us the most secure way.
Yeah, I
to
mean
live our
they
lives.
only
That's true.
guided us in the best way that they knew possible.
I get
Like
that.
there was no foresight.
And security is cool, but it's not like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to to work to live.
I'm not gonna base my life off of security like enough to where I give away all my time, and that's what I do now. So
And to
it's like,
further
I don't know
to
what
further
I'm
that
talking
point, they did have a much more comparable minimum wage to cost of living.
Yeah, things have.
So they were
inflation's
like, it
gone
made more
up.
sense
Things are
as well
crazy
then.
right now. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you're right. I think my problem with school is they just never really prepared you for. Like, I mean, you should learn things in high school, like how the buying
curriculum
a house
didn't
process,
evolve
like
correctly.
what certain percentage, what like interest rates mean for certain things, and they just didn't teach that. It was really just a bunch of information that at the end of the day, most of us probably
And it's
forgot.
worse today. The curriculum did not evolve. It just got like it.
Oh man,
tried
that
to,
math shit. What the hell is that?
It really kind of groomed you
Now?
to be less
Yeah.
capable
Core
in
math.
life.
Yeah, what is that core math? That's bullshit. Like, just add. Like, 4 and 4 is fucking 8.
And you get it wrong
Dumbass.
if you don't do the new
Man,
formula.
my
Yeah,
kid
you have
would
to show
fa-
your work with that, right?
My kid would fail out.
If I was a teacher, I would quit. Like, I don't know how to do this.
I ain't teaching him that shit.
We're gonna homeschool. We already said it. There's no schooling.
It's fucking
No public, no
stupid.
private. We're gonna homeschool the whole way.
That's a taxing thing right there. I know.
Yeah.
You gotta get them into like some.
We also were thinking about being foster parents too.
Okay.
Just because we're good people. So
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know.
no, that'd be pretty. That'd be pretty.
I don't know.
It's
Just
definitely dope.
ideas.
That's
but, yeah.
that's another very high responsibility right there.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course.
But I mean, yeah, you know that they're not in a place where they're treated
That's exactly it, man.
negligently.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I guess this is. I'm sorry, I'm veering off. But
Yeah, I mean, we did get away from the toxic traits a little bit, but that's
Yeah,
fine. That's
yeah.
that's the pod's
We did a
collective
little bit.
toxic
Small.
traits.
This
Adam
is
didn't
small.
say his traits.
it sparked because we were watching some show and it was about bad foster parents and how they abuse the kids and all that. And I don't know. It really hit us.
Yeah,
And
people are
and,
pieces of shit, man.
You know, well, just that hit close to home.
Got it.
Not that happened to my wife
No,
at all,
no,
or she
yeah.
was in that situation.
No,
but it was just
I
a real
get
thing.
it. I understand. For me, I'm not a kid person like that to want to be around. Like, if it ain't my kid, I would rather. What I want to do is I've always thought about having like a rescue for like dogs.
Oh, yeah. My one of the managers at work, he is a foster dog, or
Yeah,
he fosters dogs.
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's also hard. See, I think it would be hard for me to do.
You gotta
one
have like
indivi-
emotion. You gotta be really emotionally stable for
to
that.
do one individual would be
he
hard.
told me, yeah.
What my thing would be, I think, because there's a fine line. If I foster one, I'm gonna be sad forever. I couldn't foster another one. But I think if I were to have a multi,
You gotta have like a revolving door,
a multi-dog rescue, like where I had like a place where I had land for maybe 10 dogs.
so that when one
Knowing-
goes somewhere
yeah,
else,
so
that you're
they-
sad, but not that sad
This is
because
a
you have 9
boarding
more.
situation where we treat them well and we get them prepared for the next step, but they're not here to be my dog.
Exactly.
You know, I don't think I can do one, even 2 would.
You gotta be able
probably
to separate
hard.
the emotions,
because I
'cause
can
it's-
see owning
You
2
have to.
dogs.
It's easy to fall in love with a dog.
have to.
Quickly.
Yeah.
So fast. There's a reason I won't go to a rescue or a shelter or a dog puppy store.
A
They-
pet store.
Pet store, yes.
They have facial expressions and they look sad when you go into those
Dude,
places.
dogs
and
are
it's
awesome.
Well,
devastating to
because
see that.
I mean, they're really emotional. You can see that.
They are.
I'll see the old guy and I'll be like, all right, dude, come with me. Like, I just don't want to be that guy.
My dog whines and cries all day long. I know how they're emotional.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
Whiny ass it'll be at.
you know when it's hurt or when it's just sad or when it's whining or
Yeah.
it'd be difficult. I
got a lot
don't
of
think
needs.
I could do it, man. Like,
Yeah. A guy that I follow, buddy of mine, his name is Jared. He's also a foster. He fosters dogs. He lost 2 dogs in like a month. Like,
lost to like they got fostered and
no,
left,
like
or
they both
passed.
Yeah.
Sad.
Like right after each other. And it's heavy.
Dude,
Yeah.
that is the hardest fucking
I
thing
can't
I've
even
gone
imagine,
through.
man. Yeah,
The
I
hardest
can't
thing I've gone
imagine.
through.
Yeah.
I remember that being like such a fucking difficult time.
I mean, because like they had problems, you know.
Yeah.
And he would still take them in, and he changed their whole life.
See
you know?
that, and you give them a good ending, which is
Exactly.
important.
Exactly.
It's just so difficult
But
to do.
it weighs heavy though, man.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to go through. So that's why, like, I think a foster for like multi dogs, where it's like it's less as personal as it is. It's less personal than if it were to be somebody who's just, of course, this dog's gonna sleep right next to me, da da da. But 10 dogs can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's true.
theoretically
But
they could, but
if it's between a child and a
I mean,
and
that
a
might
dog,
be the greatest
I'm
night of
taking a
sleep
dog.
of all time.
So, but if it's between a child and a dog, I'm choosing a dog. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I would agree with that. In terms of, like,
Listen,
fostering,
I mean, like, kids are great and all, I'm sure, but like, there's only so much of them that I can. You know what I mean? Like having a dog living
That's
with
real.
me.
That's real.
They're more self-sufficient and they don't need like.
Man, dogs are not that self-sufficient.
Yeah,
Those
like,
motherfuckers
in a
cannot
way
do a
they
lot of
are.
things without
Right.
you.
It's true, but they don't need that many things.
Or maybe
like
maybe that's just because they
limited.
come.
They just need your love.
Like,
they just become too dependent.
When you
I
have a
feel,
child,
after they feel safe and secure.
Oh,
you know?
dogs, yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
When you have a
yeah.
child, you're making yourself responsible for a whole human being being out there and living in the world. So like anything that he does is reflective upon your just who you are. Like if your kid goes out there and starts making a fucking mockery of your life, your dog can't do that. It can only go as far as you bring him.
The dog will never do that to never slight. It's like slight you because of that. The kid may be like, I don't even like you.
I've looked at a lot of people funny because of the way their kids behave.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
word.
That's all I'm
So
saying.
like,
Alright.
if that's how they behave here, how's your crib be like?
Toxic traits.
I like to argue. Like I'll argue with you. So if you are. I will argue all day long. I don't necessarily want to do it, but I will if that's what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Like I don't want to fight, but
I mean,
we can fight.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not. Where I'm like, all right, yes, dear, no problem. Dear. No, I'm not. That's not me. So
Yeah,
I'm
me neither.
definitely like, what's up though? State your case,
I get that.
and it comes off probably condescending from time to time, and I'm sorry for that. It's not a
I
goal, but
definitely
like
do that.
that's.
Vivi calls me selfish, bellfish.
Bellfish is
Deserve
a real
that.
thing, all right?
I don't know what the bellfish is, but it's just a way to rhyme and call me something she thinks I am.
Oh.
Sure.
I don't know why.
I mean, you might be selfish.
I feel like I'm good.
I often feel that way. I'm like, hey, man, like I feel like that is placed on me unfairly.
I know nothing's wrong with me. I just think you're wrong.
I also
That's why I don't need therapy because I'm too proud to be me. I need the opposite of that.
or at least I know I'm free.
Let me talk you down a little bit, man.
Right.
Like I know that you think you're cool and shit, but like no.
Maybe
But no.
maybe uncensored is another one.
Yeah.
Now we're just disclosing things about ourselves. Hey guys,
I mean, hey,
so what
listen.
What was the point of naming one?
Yeah, dude, the fuck? You just wanted to like.
Oh, okay, just get
Just
into
wanted
it.
to talk some shit, you know? Yeah.
I wasn't sure if this was leading
Let's
into
be who we
anything.
are. No. Just want to like. I feel like every episode should be a road to discovery, right?
Got it.
We are representing our childhood, our black, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
For
we're-
my
we're-
block,
we're three
everything
people-
is everything for she's.
we're three
Five
people
Mike.
who like
Probably
we're,
done it all, homie. Believe me.
we're not even like
We
the
make
local
the
celebrities.
impossible look easy.
So like people who don't know us, who just stumble upon our show, they should figure out a little bit about us.
Yeah,
every
but they
time
gotta
we talk.
watch a lot of it to find these little parts.
I mean, we're an hour
goal
and 8
is-
minutes in. I think, like it's not that deep.
unfortunately, this episode won't be as long as others.
It's fine. I mean,
But we here with my brothers from other mothers, except this guy, because he is maybe adopted still. I know that didn't rhyme, but we still don't know. I was telling people about how white you are the other day. I was like, Adam is just very light complected.
I mean, it's fine, and there's no really disputing it that I'm related to you because the Kawash gene is strong. So I got the nose.
We were watching.
got the-
We were watching. Our cousin
that
is
shit
is a what the hell you call it? Like a beat reporter essentially.
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
Channel 7.
Mayor Kawash, huh?
Mayor
What's up?
Kawash.
Maher.
Oh, gotcha.
His name is actually not Mayor, but he says
Maher.
it. But no,
It's for the white people.
No, I got you.
Mayor. It's pretty easy.
shout out to
Maher. What is a Maher?
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, but no, he's a
name.
He's like a beat reporter.
Just say my name.
People are
That's it.
terrible.
He gets a lot of screen time though too, man. He's
That's
like
great.
he does a lot of stuff. So that's pretty cool. It'd be crazy to see him become a fucking.
He'd be like on like the scene of like the biggest breaking news. He's like, "Yeah, I'm hearing the gunfire behind me." I'm like, "Yo, why are you there, man?"
Damn.
If you can hear behind me.
That's
No.
intense.
But no, he's like it's pretty crazy to think like. So it's cool. You see the Kawash name on the TV. You're like, oh man, look at.
I was
you
like,
can
man,
do it,
plug
I
us
can do
one
it."
time. Plug us. Give us a little local support. Hey, man, go watch Kiona in case I'm
Right
podcast,
again.
YouTube. What's up?
Look at the link below. This is my cousin's podcast.
Right. Yeah.
It's like the arrow graphics comes over.
But like,
Come on, ABC
That was maybe
7,
the
you
last
know?
day.
Show us some love.
Sponsor
Like,
us.
I'm trying to
Sponsor us.
trying to ride his coattails.
if we had only 300 subscribers, but at the end sponsored by ABC 7 Chicago, I would be so angry that we didn't have more subscribers.
Most definitely.
Word. But like, what's that sponsorship look like though? You know, like how does that? What
I don't know.
we got to end up
Do they give us a
with
show?
some kind of benefit. You know?
I think they give us a shirt.
They put us on their website. Like,
Channel 7 t-shirt.
Just wear this.
The most basic. It's like that's that big.
You ever like they were like, you win something. You're like, man, this was a miraculous thing for me to do. Like, and they give you like a T-shirt. Remember certificates?
Like they give you what your value is.
Remember
you're
when
not going to bring a lot of people to ABC 7 with your following, so we'll give you a shirt because it's worth like $8.
Remember they used to get certificates? It was just thicker cardstock. And you were like, you completed this? Yeah. That's why diplomas are such bullshit. Man. All this work I did, you gave me this fucking piece of paper with a stamp on it and this whack ass.
As I've stated here, I have my chauffeur's license.
Calligraphy?
Or I did have a chauffeur's license.
You think because you wrote it in calligraphy?
I'm actually thinking about getting mine.
But $350, and they gave me a flimsy piece of paper without even, like, yo,
you think because you wrote this in calligraphy that it's more fancy?
At least laminate this. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
give me a card or a plaque or something.
Well, I fold this, put it in my pocket. Thanks, guys.
Make me feel better about
this. I can light this on fire if I ever need to get warm, I guess, but it probably won't be on fire.
Well, now I might as well because I didn't renew it.
It's really thin paper.
All that bullshit. Yeah. That's why everything really is bullshit if you really come down to it. It's all just plain bullshit.
Listen, man, you're born, you live, then you die. I've been thinking about this so much recently that I'm like, yo. No, because like, listen,
just that.
You spend so much time you spend so much time refining your everything, your knowledge, your belongings. You refine your life. And then when you get to the point where you can actually like enjoy them, you're like fucking decrepit and you're on your way out. It's fucked up. So that's why when
that's
people,
the story for most people.
Like if you go into YouTube and they're like, oh, motivational,
don't make it okay.
Don't waste a day, blah blah blah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
to
accept that is not what I.
No. But my point
people
is this.
do.
My point is this: all the motivational speakers, they're like, oh, don't waste a day. Life is short, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yo, I think part of not wasting a day is sometimes spending a day just chilling, doing nothing, recovering.
Or better put, sometimes not wasting a day is sometimes
wasting
a day.
Yes, I believe that's the
right. That's part of a day of your days, right? So sometimes wasting one is just your right to be able to just say, you know what, today I'm not doing anything
because life is short.
Like Bruno Mars said, today I don't feel like doing anything.
Like, I understand wanting to leave your legacy behind,
I just want to lay in my bed.
As we've seen in the cancel culture world, legacy can be destroyed like that.
Dude, he didn't even feel like picking up the phone. So leave a message at the tone. Because today I feel like doing nothing. Oh, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, there you go.
He called it the lazy song.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get more lazy than that to call the song what it's about.
And honestly, man, when I have my lazy days.
It's the lazy song, you know.
When I have my lazy days, I be coming up with, like, the shit that the best shit that I come up with.
No, I
have an inspired podcast that week, you know?
I just come up with ideas in the shower, but if I don't write them, I forget.
Shower is important.
If I don't write them down right away, I forget them easily.
I've heard that a lot. People having that perspective, like I think while in the shower or something like that.
It depends what your shower head does, right? Like I have like the rain one that's like
nasty?
strong, whatever. No. Like it has different settings. So like if trying to massage the brain, you know, get the stimulation happening in the head.
Letting the rain,
I'm not trying to get the brain, the water, or the blood out of the brain.
Theory,
I'm trying to get it to it.
My theory on this is that because we are technically 70% water, our bodies.
That's what they say.
Right. They say you went to. Do you think we went to the moon? They say we went to the moon.
Salt and water. Right?
Ain't no gravity up there. Huh?
We're made of salt and water, right?
A whole bunch of other shit.
Obviously, but like the bigger components.
I don't know. You're probably I don't know.
What are we?
Carbon?
What are we? Scientists?
I know we're carbon-based creatures.
But so listen.
Does that? I guess
my theory that has nothing to do with what
we're not that stupid.
We're just not a biologist. It's the water.
Yeah.
Because we're so much water, I think being in the showers, we're never in the. Who goes? I mean, that's why people like swimming and being in the ocean. It's kind of like
it's not like we can breathe in the water, though. You know,
we're not fucking fish.
But we're made of water, so we should be able to get up in there.
Merman.
I've got gills.
Drowning is a stupid thing. This should never happen.
This is
what? No, it can.
This isn't water world. We're not Kevin Costner with fucking gills behind our ears.
You said we're 70% water,
but we're not fish.
I feel
we're not 70% air, but we can exist in the atmosphere.
70%? Is that like
so?
That's like an actual.
I'm pretty sure.
Stat?
Yeah, I think that's right.
That sounds wild.
Right.
Just like the world is 7. We are the world. We are the world.
He literally connected that.
We are the children.
He was so excited.
Oh man.
Oh wait.
You saw it in my face.
I really
in real
did.
Time. I was
real time.
If you get that in slow motion, put it on
please.
TikTok.
Yeah.
I think I can maybe isolate that and slow
I said
it
a
down.
tick tock. The hit.
Where we have an hour and 15 minutes in. All right, make a mental note of that because we're gonna slow down Sam.
Write it down.
As he's like, oh yeah, I'm I'm not gonna remember to look at that.
What is this one? He's gonna be like, what the fuck does 115 mean? It's like that Seinfeld episode where he wrote something but he couldn't read it.
Yep.
So 115.
He's like, oh yeah.
Slow Mo Sam.
Put slow mo.
There you go, man. Got you.
You're gonna forget. You're gonna throw that piece of paper later. Like,
I'm gonna be like, Jordan.
Jordan.
Because it's always, I mean, listen, I love respect to the man Kobe, but it's always going to be Jordan as I do the fadeaway and throw a piece of garbage away. It's just going to always be.
Yeah. So my last argument for the day is that I think we've spoken about it before. All of these numbers that LeBron has, right, for playoffs, and you're going to naturally achieve these numbers if you play enough games. Right? Is that fair to say? At some point, you're going to reach
the magnitude of what he did. I mean, from what you're saying.
So I'm bringing this up to compare it to the MJ numbers.
Okay.
Because Mike played a considerably less amount of games.
I literally grid that whole thing out. I think Jordan was like, So I think
you were this bored
when I was having a debate with somebody. I was having a debate with somebody.
I was.
Yeah.
I was having a Jordan LeBron debate with somebody, a younger guy who, he had to learn, right?
Yep.
I was like, listen,
quickly.
there's things that you just don't know.
For real.
So I spent the time, and I put it together, and I was like, I think this is like when LeBron was like season 16, and there was like so I think I did Jordan through 13 and LeBron 16 at the same whatever, because this is the entirety of the career at that point.
Right.
And I was like, even with the extra 3 seasons that LeBron had at this point, Jordan's numbers are mostly above his, and if not, he just passed them.
Okay, and I agree. I that's what I'm.
So like, if you played 13-13,
but what I'm saying is like the numbers that are extremely skewed, right? LeBron's number of whatever games, or when you play so much, especially when you consider the amount of game sevens that he's gone to, and Mike didn't. Mike was such an efficient playoff player. I think that it's hard. You got to remember that he played how many seasons before he retired the first time? Like 8 or 9?
I'm not sure.
And then he retired for a year and a half, and then played another 3, then retired for another 2, and then played another 2. Mm-hmm. His career was not that long. LeBron's played 18 straight years.
That's what I'm saying.
He's gone to the playoffs a lot without.
That's why I did the 13 seasons for Jordan, because I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It was all sudden 13, maybe.
The amount of times that LeBron's been to the playoffs without an outcome that was favorable, right? Without winning a championship, it shows that. Mike went to the playoffs a lot before he started winning, but after he won, he was super efficient. Like if he went to the playoffs, chances are he was going to win the championship that year. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So LeBron isn't that, but LeBron's played enough game sevens and stretched out games and series so long that his numbers are going to be skewed. His number of playoff points, yes, will probably end up being the most ever, right? But only because he's played enough games where nobody else has played that much.
Yeah,
I was watching like feedback videos. They were talking about after LeBron said that the title in Cleveland made him the greatest of all time, what people's reactions were, and they were all like, "Yo,
what?
You cannot say that, and it's disrespectful, especially when you're still playing and you're playing against your peers, and you're saying that." Like, there's an arrogance that comes with that nobody has ever done. Like, you never heard Jordan say he's the greatest of all time. He always credits the team.
He really did.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do that.
There's a difference.
And, I mean, it's kind of beside the point to the argument, the numbers argument and everything, but it's just, like, there's just certain things. There's certain character things, you know?
Yeah. Character traits that they
like, and not to say LeBron's a bad guy. Like, he's done great things for his community, especially, like, he's really talks it and walks it at the same time. He's just, there's certain things that rub me wrong about him.
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, you're entitled to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But unfortunately today it has to be a shorter pod.
I'm going to call it now.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. I don't think we have it. Oh, do we care that Diddy is dating Young Miami?
No.
What is going on? I don't even know what that is.
Like Young Miami, the town?
Young Miami, like the lady.
Didn't know she existed.
She does.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is.
He is dating her.
Well,
I think she's a city girl.
He to me seems like Diddy to me seems like somebody who's living life and enjoying it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Always has been.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But even more so now as he gets older, it's just like, fuck it.
My man had a TV show
Friday.
where he had people go get cheesecake for him.
Yep. I mean, you don't get much more.
And that was like a lesson for them.
And it was just a day for him.
And he did. And
it was just a normal Tuesday for him.
And the man was just eating cheesecake at the end of the episode.
Who got my cheesecake? I mean, not Tuesday cheesecake.
It made for one of the best sketches in Chappelle's show
Ever.
history, too.
Easy.
You know?
Ever.
Man, that whole shit, man. That whole thing.
100%, I need 100%
That
Cambodian
breast milk.
That and the real world shit, man.
That Mad Real World where they shanked them and then they passed the shank off.
Dude.
All right, we can keep going. All right, what we got for sneakers?
All right. Well, you want to
Go
start?
that way. Come the other.
I got the Royal Toll ones because, again, fuck y'all.
There it is.
Yeah, got these North Carolina.
Come on, Razor, take your shirt off, twist it around your head, spin it like a helicopter.
The low 11s.
Yes, those are beautiful.
That was a really good song, by the way.
Yeah.
One hit wonder, but
It was, but it was still good.
Cuckoo Cow, right?
No, Petey Pablo.
Yeah.
That's Pete Pablo. Gotcha.
Like cuckoo cow. When Jeezy said that.
Yeah.
It's like the
Oh,
only way I
shit.
really refer to it.
What's your bumper clap wearing, David?
Green bean 5s.
Oh, snap.
Bam.
Green beans are pretty decent, man. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Maisha, thank you for commenting. It'd be
yeah.
nice if other people would do some things like that. But, you know, it's all good. You know who we are. Hopefully.
Don't you play the music on me. Don't you play the music on me right now.
Thank you all for tuning in. If you did indeed tune in, this has been episode number 140.
Word.
Has been a great time to be here.
Word.
I've had a good time. I'm here anyway because I live here. But like,
Word.
thank y'all
Go
for coming.
anywhere. I mean, just be here.
Hey man, listen, that's bullshit. I've gone plenty of places. I've gone plenty of places recently because I've been forced to. So now that gas is $6 a gallon, and I have
Now you don't have
an
to.
excuse to be like, nah, man, I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going anywhere.
Well,
you know?
on that note, I have to go somewhere.
You do have to go somewhere.
Unfortunately, somewhere right after that, too. And then after that, you know what? It's
I don't
Sunday.
envy-
This is unfair.
I don't envy you people with busy schedules, especially on pod day.
No.
You know,
No.
It's pod day.
Well,
But thank y'all for watching. We appreciate We appreciate you tuning in, and hopefully you'll see us on 141 too. You
Yes.
know, because
Yeah.
then you'll come back.
yeah. All right.
Peace.
Because it's 140. That means 140. You're back.
Peace.
Peace. They don't know. They couldn't possibly fucking know, dog.